talknorth.com is powered by Bite Squad. Go to bitesquad.com or download their app. Get food to your door in minutes. Use the promo code TALKNORTH to get your first delivery free. Talk North gets you your first delivery free.
Attention business owners and managers. Are you overwhelmed by digital marketing? Are you serious about making 2019 different? Glory Ramsey and Successful Marketing Group want you to blow the doors off 2019 and double your business growth this year. Get started now with a free 45-minute audit and action plan. Glory will personally evaluate your business and create an action plan you can start now. Go to successfulmarketinggroup.com/Cheryl Reeve. Don't let 2019 start without you.
We are live at Dot's Great Kitchen in Minneapolis. I am surrounded by Hall of Famers tonight and a lot of people with Hall of Fame hearts who have showed up for a great cause. Thanks to Dot's Great for having us here. Thanks to Rebekkah Brunson for the good work she's doing. Of course, this is the Cheryl Reeve Show, part of the talknorth.com podcast network. This is one of my favorite shows to do, if not my favorite, because we get to a lot of interesting issues on the show. We talk a lot of basketball. We also talk a lot of society issues. By the way, Cheryl,
yes.
How did he get your cape?
He borrowed it. You know, he's getting taller.
It looks a little small, though. Yours is a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, I've worn it a while. It shrunk in the dryer.
It's nice of you to pass on your old clothes to him that way.
Yeah,
that's very nice.
Great. He wears it well.
You know Cheryl Reeve, coach and basketball boss of the Minnesota Lynx. I'm Jim Suhan from the Star Tribune. And I'm going to start the show by kind of passing off to Glory Ramsey. She's a sponsor of the program, Successful Marketing Group, successfulmarketinggroup.com. You can go to successfulmarketinggroup.com/Cheryl Reeve and get an audit plan for your marketing needs. But tonight, we want to introduce her as one of the organizers, the driving force behind this event. I want to make sure I get it right. How did I miss that? Oh, there's the third annual Homeless Teens Winter Wear Drive. I catch on after a while. So, Glory, tell me about this event, how it came about, and what kind of good it's doing.
Well, the whole idea was to try and help out just me and a few friends to get some donations going for the homeless youth here in the Twin Cities. So I put out a little GoFundMe, and everybody was just amazing and jumped on, and we donated 584 items that year. Last year, everybody said, "Hey, are you doing this?" Yep. So they donated $4,000 last year through my GoFundMe campaign, and we were able to get 735 items, 221 which were hoodies, which is very, very important to the kids on the street. And then this year it was, we want to double that. And so I can't do it in my living room anymore, so I had to have some help. So I reached out to the Rise Project, who is a project under the United Way here in the Twin Cities. And they're one of the only organizations in the state that does services for LGBTQ homeless youth. And so they work with a lot of agencies here in the Twin Cities. And they said, yeah, we'll come on, we'll help you. What do you need? So they're taking over all the logistics of this program. And then Bobby Joe called me of Sweet Gypsy, and she said, Gloria, you're doing your drive. We want to do some good stuff this holiday season. And so she said her and Rebekkah Brunson wanted to come and help us with Sweet Gypsy. So she just really pretty much took over this whole thing and said, okay, well, I'm going to bring in Sherry and Jean from Butcher Salt, and they've got a kitchen with Dot's Gray, and so we can hold it there, and then we can have this, and we can do that. And so it was really pretty amazing. And then I talked to you guys, and I said, hey, can you help out letting some people know? And then you can have your first live episode here. And so that helped to bring a lot of people here and know about the cause and to bring in some donations. And I mean, the stack of clothes that these people have brought is amazing. I mean, there's there's a pile back there. It's just huge. So, and we've got over $3,000 that have come in already too. So, I think we're definitely going to hit that $1,500 items.
That's fantastic. And should we give out the I don't know if it's at a website or what's the best way to describe that?
Yeah, so if you want to donate online, you can go to tiny.cc/winterwear-drive. And that will take your any size financial donation there. It's tiny.cc/winterwear-drive.
Awesome. Gloria, you did a great job with this. Thanks to everybody who showed up. This is a really incredible crowd, even exceeded our expectations, and Cheryl usually draws, so we have high expectations. So thanks to everybody who's made this a success. Everybody contribute. I want to thank people at my apartment building. I put out something on Facebook that I was going to come over here, and we ended up with about 4 bags of stuff. So people have been incredibly generous, and this is a great event. Thanks, Glory.
Thanks, Glory.
So we're thanks again to successfulmarketinggroup.com. That's Glory's organization. Also, thank you to Shelly being the sports queen. The Shelly is here with us tonight. We'll be telling you about her children's books, which have also been a great hit. But let's, you and I haven't talked about 10 days or so. What's going on?
It's been a while. Waffles is what's going on. I mean, holy cow, how good are these waffles? One of my favorite stories with Sweet Gypsy is Rebekkah and Bobby are getting ready to launch. They're having different events, and one of the events that they had was last April for the President's Circle. It's a link support group that when you participate in the President's Circle, one of the events that you got was to come here and enjoy Rebekkah's waffles. It happened to be the day that we had the blizzard in April. And do you know, oftentimes when you have events, you get your cancellations, things that they had in a blizzard. 100% of people that said that they would come came. So that speaks volumes, I think, to what people think of Rebekkah and Bobby, and certainly the great work they're doing with Sweet Gypsy. And I'm hoping that they can't launch for another 5 years, so Rebekkah will keep focusing on basketball. But I'm not having much luck with that.
By the way, has Rebekkah made it official that she's playing next year?
Well, I think Rebecca's in the back.
So this might be a good time for her to announce that.
Rebekkah and I, in our exit interview, we talked quite a bit about, the last, 8 years. We talked about, going forward a little bit. She's still struggling with the effects of the concussion. And we thought it was best that, really in a lot of situations, the last season in many ways was challenging for a lot of people. And what we felt like when the season ended, it was really best for just to lay for a little while and everybody get away. And, you never make decisions, that close to a season. And for sure, she's obviously our candidate that people want to know about. She's our oldest player, most successful player, has got the most rings in WNBA history. So I think for her, it's just get away. I think she was months away from having her first child. So there was a lot going on, and we said let's just get away. So, but I will be getting with her in about 2 hours. So if you guys could work on her, that would be great.
I'll call you in 3 hours just to check in. Do you, at this point, how much do you know about the team you're going to field next year? How much uncertainty is there left?
Well, I would say there's a great deal of uncertainty. The European Championships kind of throws a wrench into this. Great news for us in that we've got a couple of young players in Ceci Zandalicini, who plays for Italy, her country. And then I don't know if you all know this, but Temi Fagbenley is from Great Britain. And so she's been representing her country. And so both of those countries have never been an issue in terms of qualifying. And all of a sudden, again, because of Temi and because of Ceci's contributions, they're now teams that have qualified. And so that has implications for our coming season. So we have things like that going on. We got some work to do on our roster, for sure. And it'll be a very, very busy free agency period for us.
Is there any other news with your franchise you want to get to right now?
Well, nothing I can think of. We'll kind of keep going. We'll bring Marney into this.
It's time for Marney to come up, I think.
Come on, Marney. Marney Gellnar.
She needs encouragement because she's usually very shy.
So shy.
Yeah.
So shy.
Marney
What'd you think of
Gellnar?
your hosting experience on K-Fan? How'd that go? You filled in for Paul Allen.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. I'm much better.
You had to be more interesting than PA, right? Yeah.
I don't know. He's a listener of this podcast.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
I doubt that seriously. So we can say whatever we want.
What are you trying to say?
I am a subscriber to this podcast.
Cool.
Thank you.
And
you listen and download.
And I download every episode because it's a better listening experience for me, and it helps your sponsors.
She does listen.
Those of you that laughed, it's because you listen and you know that's exactly what it's a better listening experience.
So, Marney?
Yes, Jim.
We're going to talk a lot of links here, but you've been on the Timberwolves beat. Tell us about the turnaround that team's experienced.
A sharp 180, I would say. A sharp 180. It was really bizarre because we had this team, and Jimmy Butler was at the center of it, and everybody knew about it, right? It was public that he wanted out. He made that known, and then we continued to play game after game after game, and wherever we would go, like to another city, or even when the opposing teams would come in, their broadcasters and everyone that follows the team would ask us, like, hey, what's going on? Is this real? Like, what? Do you talk about it? What's going on? How bad is this? And it was so weird because it was this open secret, but it didn't really affect the team in the way you would think. Like, guys actually liked Jimmy. There was not a problem in the locker room in terms of, like, nobody talks to him and everybody is over here. And it was a jovial, happy, for the most part. I mean, tough after losses, but it was so weird the way this massive story nationally wasn't really that big of a story with this team because they honest to goodness were like, yeah, well, tell us when the trade happens. It was a really bizarre situation.
It's funny how the environment's changed. They're having more fun. They're winning a few more games, so not an effect at all. It didn't seem like.
Well, I mean, it's hard to argue with the results, isn't it?
Addition by subtraction, we call that.
Well, and so now we know there was more truth to it than people were letting on. I'm just saying people didn't walk around on a daily basis like,
you know what the difference there is, Marnie? I think I've found in my experiences around men's sports, men don't communicate very well. They avoid. They do. They avoid.
Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it out loud.
I'm blown away sometimes at simple things that if you just talk about it, you can deal with the matter more effectively. And the avoidance factor, and I think that was very much at play around all of that. You know, guys, and the other thing is, too, players are down for players. Like, they have each other's back at all times, you know, and so I think there was an element of that to it, you know, like you said, but you're not going to tell me Karl Anthony Towns isn't happier, that Andrew Wiggins isn't happier to have people that are supporting him.
For sure.
Robert Covington and Sarge and those guys that are, you know, they're rooting for them to do well, whereas Jimmy was beating them up.
For sure. And the point you brought up about players having each other's backs, I think is the part that we all can't understand because we all are outsiders. We're not NBA players who think, for some of them, it was like, Jimmy needs his contract. Like, he's doing all of this to get his max money. And they think that could be me, or what he does could set the standard for what could be me. And so you and I can never identify with that. But those guys, those teammates and those players see that side of it too. That doesn't matter at all to us, and it legitimately matters to them. So there was part of that was real in the fact that they weren't just up in arms and outraged about this, because part of it was, well, he's got to get his, and then maybe we can all get ours.
That's the NBA culture. Yeah, it was selfish. And it was really selfish.
There's also another aspect to it, and I mean this really seriously. Jimmy is not a guy who any of those guys really wanted to get into a physical altercation with either. I mean, they were not going to call him out face to face. They were going to complain to their agent about him. They were going to complain to their friends about him. They were going to come in the locker room and get in Jimmy's face, even if they should have.
Communication.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, hey, I covered Major League Baseball. I swear to God, there were times I think there were teammates on the Twins who went all season without speaking to each other. You're absolutely right.
It's just easier to do that than confront
your
it.
line got a laugh, but you're absolutely right. A lot of men cannot communicate well, especially when there's difficult situations.
Yeah. That's what your wife was saying. You know, we were talking about this. And
it's good she has somebody to talk to about that. I get that in a text message.
Yeah.
I want to take a quick break here. We really, we're trying to grow this show. We're trying to grow this podcast network. We really appreciate all of our listeners, all the people who show up to live shows, and we really appreciate our sponsors. Obviously, Glory Ramsey and Successful Marketing Group is a big part of this show. Also, Shelly Boyum-Breen, who's here, is a friend of everybody in the room, probably. Marnie's doing the shout-out thing here.
That's my girl.
And when we do ads, we kind of tell you what's going on. But I thought we would just offer my